Tracy of Move Daily Fitness. Are you a little bit tight? Maybe you're inflexible. Maybe the last workout you did has made your muscles incredibly sore. Well, I've got the answer for you. And it starts with foam and it ends with roller. We're gonna do a little tutorial on foam rolling and it's coming up. All right, let me just start by saying I'm not a physiotherapist. I did just complete a certification in foam rolling, so those are my credentials. And now I'm a full advocate, just like that, just like overnight. Hey, it's great for people who work out regularly. Even if you don't work out regularly, but you have a lot of tightness and you've got back issues or hip issues or calf issues or feet issues, I mean, foam rolling seems to be a big way to help that out. Basically what it is that we have this layer of fascia that runs over top of our muscles. Okay, fascia is mostly water. And when we apply pressure vis-a-vis a foam roller, so for an example, if I'm rolling out my hamstrings and I press down hard with my body weight on the foam roller, what's happening is that the roller is squishing the water out of the cells, okay? So you're gonna hold a spot between 60 and 90 seconds wherever it's tender. And then when we release it, more water comes back to the fascia to hydrate it and make sure that it's not mucousy or sticky. That's just gonna help the muscle to function better as a whole. So again, if you're tight in certain spots or you feel like something's out or misaligned, foam rolling can help tremendously by just keeping that muscle very flexible and keeping the fascia nice and lengthened and hydrated. So there's lots of different types of rollers, of course. Your traditional and least expensive roller is this compressed foam. You know, you can get this for between $15 and $25 depending on where you look. I'm gonna link all the rollers that I'm using in today's video down below so that you can check those out. But this one I think cost me $19 and this works perfectly. And especially if you're a beginner, if you don't want something that's super hard or pokey, this will be a good place to start. Now we can migrate up into more expensive ones. This is actually from Vulken. This is a vibrating roller. Just listen to this for a second. See the vibrations? So not only am I gonna get the benefit of, there it is, see? Woo! It's very vibrating. I'm not only gonna get the benefits of the foam roller, but I'm also gonna get a gentle massage while I do that as well. That's got 6 different levels on it. And as you can see, some of these other rollers have grooves, okay? So you can get them with grooves, you can get them with bumps on them. Those are obviously gonna dig a little bit deeper into our muscles. So if you're brand new to rolling and the pain is too much, you wanna start with something that's more like the compressed foam. Otherwise, moving to something like this is really gonna get a deep benefit for you if you like that. Now, I probably learned about 30 or 40 different places on the body to roll out, but I'm just gonna show you a couple of the popular ones, the areas that most of us have issues with, okay? So let's just start by rolling out the calves. Calves is huge. If you wear high heel shoes, they recommend rolling out your calves before you put your feet in those shoes for 2 to 3 minutes, and then after, at the end of the day, after you take your feet out. Think about how high your heel is, that arch, and how much it can shorten the calf muscle. So when we roll it out, we're actually able to lengthen that muscle out a little bit more. And again, really kind of like a rolling pin over saran wrap, we're able to roll that fascia to lengthen it back out so we don't have that shortened muscle. Because shortened calves can pull in the glutes and can pull our lower back. And sometimes we have back issues because our calves are short. So very easily, you wanna place your calves on top of the roller. Now, to add more weight, you can pop your hips off the ground like this, all right? And you're not aggressively rolling. I see people at the gym kind of going back and forth like this and rolling like a crazy person. That's not what you wanna do. You wanna find spots on your body that are tender, okay? So slowly migrating around the area, maybe 1 inch at a time, until you find a spot that, ooh, that's tender. Now, I want to relax the muscle, breathe into it, and hold that pose for between 60 and 90 seconds. All right, already this is like killing. That is really difficult. But as I said, it's squishing the water out of those cells, and then when I move it, it's gonna bring a lot more hydration back to the cells. So if you wanna increase the amount of weight on something, you could always cross your legs and add a little bit more pressure like that. Now, a couple of areas where you want to avoid on the body, and typically if you think, okay, there's no muscle there, what am I rolling? I'm rolling sinew and ligaments, and that's not what you want to do. So those areas would be behind the knee, in the groin, okay, your abdomen, they say that's not a great area to roll. Lower back, now there is muscle there, but there's also your kidneys are there, okay, and you also have some floating ribs that are back there, so you don't want to fool with that. And again, typically speaking, your lower back pain is coming from probably somewhere in your hips, in your legs, maybe your calves, or up into the upper back. All right, they say not to roll your armpits, again, too sensitive of an area, nor your neck. All right, so if you move up to hamstrings, slip that foam roller right underneath, and again, I'm just moving along until I find a tender spot, right there, and then I'm gonna camp on that for 60 to 90 seconds. If you want more tension here, cross the legs and go ahead, avoiding the back of the knee, remember. Glutes is one of my favorite areas to roll. So now I'm going to just come onto one side. I'm leaning sort of forward, leaning so that I'm on one glute by itself. And again, I'm gonna kind of go all around that big gluteus muscle until I can find a spot right there that's painful. Okay, I can support my body with my elbow if I want in this position here. Now, if you want to increase the depth of the stretch, you could cross your leg over. Oh boy, that really does it right there. It takes a bit of balance if you're lifting the leg up, and you certainly don't have to, but for me, I like the depth of that stretch right there. It really gets deep into those gluteal muscles there, and yeah, feels really good for me. Okay, moving to your quads. Go ahead and lie on your stomach. Remember, we want to avoid going on the stomach and the groin. So the foam roller is going to start right at the top of my quads, and I'm just going to roll nice and slow the full measure of my quad. Okay, I'm going to do that about 4 or 5 times, really slow again, noticing where the painful parts are, and then when I find that, I'll camp on there. Now, you might feel like everything is seizing up. It is for me. So I'm gonna actually put my feet on the ground and try to relax my muscles. And it's really hard to do. So feel free to go onto one quad. You can put your leg up there. It takes a bit of the weight off so that you can relax your muscle and actually move right into the stretch on that guy. I'm gonna move into my vibrating foam roller for my IT band, because this area is often really tight. And it's not that we can lengthen our IT band out. It is a thick sinew. It's a thick piece that is developed over the years, but it's the muscles underneath that often get tight that we need to work on. So for IT band, I'm on the side. Again, I start right under my hip. Oh, let me just go this way. I start right under my hip, and I'm gonna slowly roll the length. Now, to support my body weight, I bring my other leg in front there, using my elbow, and I'm just moving slowly. There's so many painful points along here that I could stop and camp at, but I'm just gonna take one pass through to see where it's the most painful. I go all the way to the bottom, right above my knee on the side there, and then I'm just gonna move backwards. Oh, there's a spot right there. But if I did this daily, if I could commit to like 3 to 5 minutes in the morning, 3 to 5 minutes in the evening, I know that I've got some hip issues, I know that it would feel better. Moving just to upper body for a few upper body stretches here. Now, our pec muscles, if you have like sore neck, sore upper back, maybe you sit at a computer all day and you're very rounded, all of us, by the way, from looking at our phones and looking down, can be stressing the back neck muscles, your levator scapula, your traps, upper back can feel like it's tense. Well, it's because these pec muscles are so shortened from rounding and looking down that we need to stretch them up and open them up. So a good way to do that is on the roller here. I'm taking the vibrating roller without the vibration on it though, and I'm just going to place that right underneath my front shoulder. All right, so you could use an exercise ball for this, like if you have a massage ball, that's a good idea too. All right, and I'm just, again, gonna just do some little rolls front to back. Not much, but really what I'm aiming to do is right here, this area, open up that chest, okay? Now we've said we want to stay away from the lower back, but upper back actually feels delightful to roll. So starting in the middle of the back, you can support your head with your hands there. Walk your feet up and down. Now, for me, I don't have too many painful points. This just feels really nice to slowly massage and roll that out. Not to mention, look at the position of my elbows here. Okay, I'm opening up in my chest and really allowing that flexibility to increase in my pec muscles. Actually, there's a sore spot right there. All right, if you want to increase this and do a little movement while you're on the roller, I'm rolling my upper back again. I've left my other foam roller, but you can use a yoga block there to support your head. Okay, and then you're gonna open everything up in the chest and then cross. And open and cross. Okay, go ahead and do that about 10 to 20 times. And again, you're camping in that one spot that's tight. If you've had a great back day, you've done some lats, lat pull down, you might want to stretch this wide back muscle here. So starting on your side here, it's at the bottom of my hip and my arms extended out. I'm just gonna roll, oh boy, those lats right there, all the way up and down. Again, I'm looking for the spot and right there I found it. So camp on that and repeat on the other side as well. There wasn't too much for arms, but you can set the foam roller on a table so that you're at seated height and actually go back and forth this way on those forearms just to stretch those out. If you have a job where you're using your fingers a lot or you have lots of flexion in your wrist, you can also go up into your bicep here, okay, lying down on your side and just massage that, roll that out a little bit. If your biceps or your triceps are sore, you can turn on the back for those tris, and again, just hold it down. Now, there are a few contraindications for people who probably shouldn't be doing foam rolling. So if you have osteoporosis, if you have diabetes, if you're pregnant, if you have varicose veins, or if you have high blood pressure, you'll want to consult with your doctor before starting a foam rolling protocol. But if you don't have any of those things, you gotta get on these, okay? Because that's just gonna make your workouts better, it's gonna make you more flexible, it's gonna help in your pain protocol, because who wants to be in pain? I think it's fantastic. It's a great way to warm up before your workout, and you can combine that with some stretching, some active release stretching. So if I have tight hip flexors, I can do some of my hamstrings, some of my quads, and then combine it with some great stretches like this, right, for hip flexor, or some great glute stretches. Those two in combination are gonna make for a great functional, whole, healthy body. All right, well, thanks for watching. Again, if you wanna pick up yourself a foam roller, these vibrating rollers from Vulken, I've listed that right in the links below. So just click the drop-down menu and you can order yours there. Or a condensed foam, but there's a variety that I've listed down there, the ones with the bumps and the lumps and everything in between. All right, as always, go move daily in your fitness, today in your wellness and your nutrition. I'll see you in the next video.